Hello class, let's take a look at example 5. And this is what we have on this particular one. Now, you have to read it very carefully because what you're mainly looking on this type of hypothesis test is if sigma is actually given. And from the problem, we actually have the following. So we have, in this case, 50 adults. And the sample that they're actually giving us has a mean of 5.23. And from this sample, you have that the standard deviation is 0.54. So in this case, sigma is not given. This is going to be a t-test. Now, let me write down all the actual information. So the sample basically has the following. N is equal to 50. The mean of the sample, so this is x bar, is equal to 5.23. And then the standard deviation of this sample is 0.54. Now, before we go any further, we have to look at the first step, which for part of the test is to actually state the claim. And the claim is going to give us what type of test we're actually performing. And in this case, the claim that they're actually stating says the following. So the claim says that the sample is from a population mean that is technically less than 5.4. So our claim, we can actually rewrite it as mu, it's less than 0.54. And then the next step is going to be to state HO and H8. So HO and technically HA which is the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. In this case, the hypotheses are going to be as follows. So HO and HA, well, HA is actually given in the claim here. So in this case, mu is less than 0.54. And then HO, mu is equal to 0.54. Before we forget, let me actually write the values of alpha. In this case, we're actually given that alpha is equal to 0.05. So C is equal to 0.95. Furthermore, what they're asking here is for the p-value approach. So the next step on the test, as we're doing the p-value, is to actually provide, well, the calculation for the test statistic. Now, your test statistic is going to be as follows. If you're given the actual, values of sigma, which in this case, we don't have that, it's going to be a z-test. Since we don't have sigma, this is going to be a t-test. So the proper formula is t is equal to, and the formula is actually on the first page, and you're going to have that x bar minus mu divided by the values of s over the square root of n. Now, since they want the p-value, you can actually do this particular one all on the calculator. And let me show you the code. So for the code, you're just going to hit stats, then go all the way to test. Because we don't have the standard deviation of the population, this is going to be a t-test. Within the t-test, make sure that you're running, well, in this case, the actual claim that the population mean is less than 5.4. So that's going to be your first input. Then the sample mean 5.23, followed by the standard deviation, which is 0.54. The sample is from a total of 50 individuals. Since the claim is of a less than, you have to make sure that you're basically highlighting that less than, or technically the left tail test of this particular one, and then make sure you actually run it. Now, the value that you see here, which is technically t, the negative 2.2 3, I'm going to round that to 2 decimal places. That represents the test statistic. So in this case, the test statistic is actually going to be approximately -2 point, and we're looking at 23. Now, from here, once you show the test statistic, you can go directly to the p-value. So your p-value, it's actually given as follows. In your p-value, you want to round it to 4 decimal places. So in this case, p-value, it's approximately, and you have it as the third output, so 0.0153. And then the last portion of it is your p-value. You're going to be actually comparing it to alpha. As you compare it to alpha, well, 0.0553 happens to be technically less than, in this case, 0.05, which is equal to alpha. Since technically 0.02, which that would be the value that you're using if you were to round, is less than alpha, you can go directly to the conclusion. So you're looking at 0.02, you're comparing it to 0.05, and in this case, you're going to be following the following conclusion from page 1. So you're looking at this portion here. And in page 1, you're comparing the p-value with the values of alpha. If it's less than or equal, automatically reject HO. So your final conclusion would actually say something along the lines. So in this case, we would just say reject HO. With C is equal to 0.95, and you can just say simply because the p-value, it's approximately 0.0153, which is less than 0.05, which is equal to the values of alpha. Now, what this means here is the following. What it means is, since you're rejecting HO, and let me just go back to the values of HO, we don't have sufficient evidence that mu is equal to 0.54. What we technically have is that there is evidence that mu is less than 0.54, which is the alternative hypothesis. Now, remember that all of your conclusions are based in terms of HO. So this will be the final conclusion. And if you're using the p-value, you need at a minimum, technically the claim, then HO and HA, the test statistic, and then you can immediately run the test and provide the p-value.